Hi everyone, this is my immigrant diary. Do you know that as a teacher, wherever you are in the world, you can actually apply for a job in the United States and live here as a resident? It's a very, I'll say, peculiar program that for most people, maybe they are familiar with other kind of professions. For example, like software engineers. It's
Doctors, nurses.
Yeah, those are the most popular ones. You know, the United States, along with other Western countries, they also hire and mass doctors, nurses, people that are really critical for the system, right? So they're always ready to bring them in. But teachers are little known, and there's a reason for that. And so I think you're probably more familiar with it than I am. So I want you to introduce like what is this program, and if people can get a little bit more information about that, then we go from there.
All right, so there's a lot of information about teachers being hired in the US across different states, and we're just going to provide you one in Maryland. There are so many others we're going to be bringing to you, but we just don't want to overwhelm you with too many confusing information because there's a process in the application. So there are steps, and so having too many information can be overwhelming. So we're just going to provide you one in Maryland today, but there are lots of opportunities for teachers here in the US. It's an exchange program that's been going on for a couple of years. If you stay with us to the end of this video, you'll be able to find links in the description of this video. We'll provide you with links that you can go and check and also gather more information. Also, there are testimonials that we will also provide where you can go and read up people who have taken this opportunity and what part of the world they've come from, Africa, Asia, even from Middle East, and even from Europe, interestingly. The other day, there's a British teacher I met somewhere and say, I'm an immigrant. I'm like, just very, very strange, Wally, to see a British teacher say, I'm an immigrant in the US. I'm like, I don't want to, like, it felt in a way, it felt somehow, but you know what? I was like, okay. And she was working with special needs students. And so I understood better where she was coming from. And so we're going to provide you the link, and I'm going to share some of the information you should know to kind of help you and guide you as a teacher, wherever you're from, around some of the continents I've mentioned, even countries, Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, countries on the islands, the Caribbeans. Teachers come into the US to be able to work and live in the US. There's several categories of visas that are available for the teacher category. So please check the information, read up the link, and if you have any questions, you can drop it in the comment section. Okay. So while I'm going to share the link.
Before you share the link, I just want to clarify a little bit from what you said. Again, there is a lot of ways that you can apply or move as a teacher, but we are providing very specific information about the state of Maryland. So this is not something that you have to go and do a lot of research on your own. As a matter of fact, the research and the legwork, a lot of it we have done already. So we are just going to provide you the direct information where you can now pick it up from there and then start your application process. I expect that there are outline steps that people would need to take that has been defined clearly in the documents that we can provide them, and they will just work with that. They don't really need any other thing. They just need to follow the documents or the information that we provide. And again, this is not our information, just to be clear. This is something that is the state of Maryland is doing. Of course, other states are also doing it, but particularly we are providing something that is from Maryland. Are those things aligned with what you said?
Yeah, you're very correct. To be more specific, Baltimore City Schools, right? Although, like I said, for different states in the US, but we'll provide you for Maryland and specifically Baltimore City Schools. So if you go to baltimorecityschools.org, you'll find information on the process to apply as an international teacher moving to US to live and teach in the Baltimore schools. So I just called out the website. I'm going to share my screen. Right here, you can see we have the Baltimore City Public Schools, and for 2025 to 2026 hiring updates. So you can find this information that is right there. But one of the things that you want to look out for is the steps on how to apply for this role, this teaching job. So you can go to how to apply for the cultural exchange visa program. I mean, it's advisable to read through so you can, there are other information you might want to find out or know more about. So these are some of the requirements to apply. So those informations are also in there. So it's really detailed, foreign credential evaluation. So all the information you need is really available on this website. So if you go to apply for J1 visa, you find a downloadable PDF, and this PDF will give you all of the information you need. Even though there are a lot of information on here, but we're just going to streamline it by telling you click on that link. It will take you to a PDF where you can find all the information you need to move to Baltimore as a teacher. If you're a regular teacher, if you're a support teacher, you find all the information that are required there, all the steps, registration. You go into the portal, you find the schools, you apply to the schools. The schools will contact you and they'll conduct an interview. If they want you, they'll hire you, and then the process just kind of works from there. So you'll find all of this information on here, on the steps and where you need to register and where you need to put your information and what information you need. It is very detailed. You don't even need to ask anybody any questions, but just following every step that's provided here, Wally, the teachers are good to go. So teachers from around Africa, like I mentioned earlier, Asia, Middle East, you can go in there and apply for these teaching opportunities.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you mentioned that you met someone from the UK. Do you know about anyone from Africa?
Yes, I have a couple of Kenyans, Ghanaians that I've met who came in through this program as well in the Baltimore City area, since that is where I kind of live and operate. Yeah, so I met a couple of people. I have testimonials that, like I said, if you go to the description of this video, you'll find link to some testimonials.
So again, this is something that the United States are in need of. So they need a lot of teachers for the schools here, and they have requirements. So please take a look at the requirements carefully. Moving, especially when you're moving from any country, it's not something that happens overnight. So you have to be careful about the steps that you're taking and make sure that you're taking the right steps. And if you provide all the documents accurately, I can't guarantee you, but I can say that yes, my experience, like when you provide all the requirements accurately, you're certain that you're going to get a job offer, and then eventually you're going to move to the United States. So we said we're going to...
I'd like to add to that, even though you and I cannot guarantee anybody anything, but one thing I can guarantee is the fact that people who have been through the process, it's just like applying for a job. You're not guaranteed that you're going to get a job. If you do an interview, you're not guaranteed you're going to get the interview. What is guaranteed is right after you get the job, that it is now on you to resume, right? Right after an offer has been given to you, it's now your responsibility to resume. I think that's where the line is drawn. But I think that from what I've seen from people I've met who have come through this program, and what I found out is, and this is what I found out, this is verified information. Don't go out there looking for agents. This is verified information. This is free information. We are taking our time to verify this information, provide you this information that can benefit you. So understand this is because we're sharing our immigrant journey. And so in that, we want to provide you valuable information, trustworthy information. This is valuable, and this is trustworthy, and this is verified. Okay, please go through the process, meet the requirements, and you're almost guaranteed that you get an interview, because they are in need of teachers. And if you meet the requirement, they will definitely contact you, set up an interview, and if which of the schools in the city or the county interviews you, if they want you, they will extend an offer and you work it up from there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of open positions. So it's not even... It's not even something that you have to worry
in addition,
about.
we're going to bring you more information from schools from other states. Please like, subscribe. If you want to be the first to be aware or to know when we publish these videos and we publish these informations, like and subscribe so that when they are out, and even for other positions, because as we verify these pathways on how to legally immigrate to the US, we will definitely provide this information for free. It's part of what we want to be able to do different.
Yeah, one more thing, that we do have a special link. If you've watched the video up to this point, we have a special link that links directly to the job. So if you're a teacher from anywhere in Africa or the Europe or Asia or anywhere, and you're interested in moving to the US, we have a special link. The conditions are just for you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on our channel, on the main video preferably, but if you're watching this through a short, that also works. We're going to be checking the comment periodically, and if you leave a comment, you say you're interested, you've liked, you subscribe, we're going to send you a list of the link via email. As a token of our gratitude, we're expressing that to you, and also hopefully that will provide you a jump start you need actually to be able to get the job as quickly as possible. So thank you so much. For me, that's all that I have. I'm really glad that we're able to share this kind of information, because this is what a lot of people are looking for. Thank you so much for sharing.
All right, then. Have a good one, everyone.
Have a good one.
Bye now.